Welcome to the sourdough tutorial.
Alright. You always want to use your starter when it's active. So, doubled. It's going down a little bit. It's not a big deal. Just like 4 to 12 hours after you feed it. It's your flour, all purpose, and then you put your bread flour or rye, salt. Once all your dry ingredients are in, just take a whisk and combine it. So get your water. Well, 100 grams of starter. Dump the starter into the water. And just take your whisk and combine it. Just break it up in there. Just makes the starter easier to like spread into the flour. Now pour it in. Just use like a silicone spatula at first to get it combined. Keep your bowl scraper close by. And just get your fingies in there. Just make sure it's all getting incorporated. You don't have loose flour sitting around. Once you don't have any more dry flour, you don't have to mix too much, just till all the dry flour is absorbed. You can use your scraper to get it off your fingers, because it's very sticky at this stage. Don't overmix it. You don't have to mix much at this first stage. I mean, you can see it's still lumpy. And like, yeah, you don't want to overmix it. Mix it just until there's no more dry flour. That's all you're doing here. It's gonna look weird. It's like kind of dry but wet at this point. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. So now, start a timer for 1 hour. Well, if you have something with a lid, just put the lid on. Or just throw a towel. I usually just kind of put that lid on, but turn on your oven light and set a timer for 1 hour. Alright, after 1 hour, take it out. It's gonna change a little bit, but not much. It should be a little wetter, I guess. So take your dough scraper and just get your hands really wet. You want your hands and the scraper to be really wet. So the dough doesn't stick to your fingers. I always start just by separating the dough from the side. Get under it. So when you're doing your stretch and folds, you just grab a side, lift up, don't tear it, just throw it back over itself. Do a quarter turn, lift it up, fold it over itself. It's that simple. Quarter turn, lift it up, fold it over itself. Just do this like 4 times. Imagine your dough's a square. Do it on each side. Lift it up. By the last one, it's gonna get less and less stretchy. So the first time it's super gooey, but by the last stretch and fold, it's gonna be a lot tougher. So just do that 4 times. Cover it back up. Throw it back in the oven. And set your timer for 1 hour. All right, so this is the second stretch and fold. This is hour 2 of your 4-hour bulk ferment. You can see it's a lot more like wet, and it just starting to look like dough. It's not like texture-y anymore. And I'll use this as an example. Once you get used to baking, if you want to get adventurous, this, during your stretch and folds, usually the second stretch and fold is when you add things. So today I'm doing a jalapeno smoked cheddar loaf. So like I said, this is when you would add your extra stuff in. I've got cheddar, I've got jalapenos, so I'm just gonna dump them in as many as you want. That might be a little too much. Just eyeball it. There's not like a set amount, just whatever you want. That's probably good. You can add more during later stretch and folds, so. Just my cheddar. Smoked cheddar. Just dump it on top. So now get your hands wet and your dough wet again. Or not dough, your dough scraper. And just do the same thing. Same thing you would do if the add-ins weren't there. If you're not adding anything in, just, carry on. Don't worry, if you're adding stuff, don't worry, stuff's gonna fall out, and it'll eventually, as you're folding, get incorporated well. So that was my second stretch and fold. Same deal, cover it, and put it back in your oven or just a nice warm place. Set your timer for 1 hour, and you're good. Third stretch and fold. Same thing as before. Set timer for 1 hour and cover. All right, last stretch and fold. Get your hands and blade wet. smells good. Smells like jalapenos. Stretch and fold. Quarter turn. Alright, this was your last stretch and fold. From here, I usually cover it, leave it out on the counter for about 20 minutes just to let it like rest. Alright, so after you've let your dough rest for about 20 minutes after your last fold, bloop, 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 bloop. First prepare your, whatever it's called, bantam basket, something like that. So you want to flour the basket. I usually just have a little mesh strainer thing. Get some flour in it, and just get a nice coat of flour just so your dough doesn't stick to your basket. Alright. Set that aside. Now just flour your surface. Alright, so this part is called shaping the dough. This is probably the hardest part, but don't freak out. So just take your bowl of dough and dump it out. You don't have to scrape it or anything, it'll just fall out. Now, probably want to get your hands wet again. Now just stretch it just a little bit. You almost kind of want to make like a square shape. And now just fold each side into the center. So just take that up. Take this side up. And then take these sides and do the same thing. Just go to the center. Go to the center. And now you want to pinch. You want to pinch together just so it stays. Pinch it, pinch it, pinch it. Just this top part, you want to leave little buttholes over here. And now take the far edge after you've pinched it and just roll it towards you until the flour side is now facing up. And this is where you can just tuck, you're like you're tucking your bed sheets. You just kind of tuck it in on itself. Just so it's a nice round shape. That's all you gotta do. And now you're gonna take your scraper, go up under, and then flip and put in the basket. You want this floured side down. So you want the side that you pinched facing up. Flip. And there you go. And now it's in your bantam basket, and that's the last thing you gotta do. So what I do, I've got this bantam basket. I bought this bowl specifically because this, you can just pick it up, put it straight into your bowl. And this bowl came with a lid because you want it covered. Because at this point you're going to put it in the fridge and it's going to cold ferment overnight. And you want it covered so it doesn't dry out. So just at this point, you just put it in the fridge. All right. It's been overnight. dough has cold fermented, you do not have to take it out to like go to room temperature or anything. You can go straight from the fridge when you're ready to cook it. Make sure preheat your oven to 500 degrees. With your cast iron, have it at 500 degrees for maybe 30 minutes just to make sure it's up to temperature. And then we are gonna prep the dough. So that's what it looks like after a night in the fridge. It shouldn't rise too much during cold fermentation. Maybe just a little bit, but it shouldn't like blow up. So what I do is I take my silicone, and I place it over the top, and then hold the sides and just flip it. And it should just come straight out. All right, so this is where you need to score your dough. If you don't cut it, it doesn't have anywhere to like expand. So if you have a razor or sharp knife, just cut parallel. And you kind of got to do it hard, so don't go too light on it. You just got to you almost like saw into it. Just one across, and it's pretty deep. I mean, you can see that. And then you can do your little pattern if you want. This one you don't have to be as deep with. I usually just cut across. All right. And you can add toppings if you want. I'm gonna add this everything bagel to it. Take the cast iron out. Dough. Put the lid back on to start. And then reduce the heat to 450. And set a timer for 20 minutes. All right, it's been 20 minutes. So you're gonna open it up and just take the lid off. Looking good. And then close it back up. And then set your timer for another 20 minutes with the lid off. All right, after another 20 minutes, it should be done. Oh yeah, it's looking good. So take it out. Now you wanna get it out of your cast iron. And then once it's out, just sit on a drying rack. I don't have a drying rack, I use this weird colander thing. And then you're gonna wanna let it rest for about 1 hour. before you cut into it. If you cut into it early, you'll ruin the bread. So just set a timer for an hour and let it sit. All right, it's been an hour. The loaf is cool. Sounds good. Now you can cut into it. Came out perfect. Got a nice bounce. Only thing left to do is to put some butter on it. A little bit of salt. Delicious.